Halloween is right around the corner once again, which means that we should be getting oodles of new content for Fortnite. We can pretty much guarantee this because last year we received tons of content for Halloween, the biggest of which was Fortnitemares, and we also got back the Skull Trooper skin. Plus, with Fortnite's continual expansion, it becomes more and more likely that they are able to make some collaborations with more well-known companies and brands. Yes, it would be all well and good if Epic just designed a few of its own spooky skins, but imagine if you were able to play as one of your favorite Halloween or horror movie characters. That would be game-changing, as then you would not be only running around a Halloween-themed map, but you also get to strike some fear into the hearts of your enemies, as you now look like one of many prolific killers from the scariest movies the world has ever seen. We decided that with this idea in mind, we should go through what we think are the top 10 best, scariest skins that Fortnite should bring into the game for Halloween. But hey, before Season 10 gets started, make sure you use our creator code, ArcadeCloudPlays, to stock up on V-Bucks for the new Battle Pass. It really helps our channel out and keeps us creating. Thanks, so let's get started. Number 10. Chucky. Starting us off today is everyone's favorite creepy serial killer doll, Chucky. Chucky is from the movie franchise of the same name, and like many of the characters on this list, he's had a ton of movies in his main series, and then countless amounts of weird spin-offs. Like, I know that at some point there's a girl doll named Tiffany or something, and then they go kill people together, and he gets married and has kids? I'm not too sure, as I haven't updated myself on the Chucky lore in quite some time, but I bet that I've already upset some die-hard Chucky fans watching right now. Sorry. Anyways, Chucky is especially known for creeping out kids, as they probably have tons of dolls and toys around the house, so the Chucky movies probably make some pretty good nightmare material. I can definitely say now that Chucky is a less scary concept, and I know he is a very successful killer in his movies, but if it comes down to it, he's like a foot tall, and if he attacks me, I can just punt him across the room, or I don't know, just take his weapon away? He is a literal doll. What is he going to do without a knife? Bite my toes? As for Fortnite, it would make a pretty funny costume with his overalls and red crazy hair. Or maybe if the developers are feeling creative, they could make him into an item of sorts since he is so small. Can you imagine running around and having like Chucky poke out of your back bling or something? Like one of those pets? Number 9. David Pumpkins, or David S. Pumpkins. You can't forget the S. Here he is, everyone, only at the number 9 spot, and we already have reached our most terrifying character. Most jokes aside, David S. Pumpkins, has become a classic of Halloween. After his first hilarious skit on Saturday Night Live, he blew up in popularity and everyone fell in love with his character. He would be a funny and subtle addition to Fortnite, as all they need is his classic pumpkin suit, and if you have seen the skit, it would be a perfect fit. Even just seeing his suit somewhere in the game would be enough to make people laugh and appreciate what they have done, so I really think that this would be a great addition into the game. I mean, come on, he's David Pumpkins, man! Right? It'd be funny.
Any questions?
Number 8. Ghostface. Next up at the number 8 spot, we have Ghostface from the Scream series of movies. Ghostface is the prolific knife-wielding serial killer that dresses up in his costume and mask to go and almost artfully assassinate his victims. I say artfully just because of how well the Scream franchise uses silence and music to make Ghostface an actual scary force to deal with, rather than just some lunatic in a spooky mask. He relies on silence and stealth to get his job done, and is an instantly recognizable figure. His mask alone is so iconic that most people forget what he even wears, which is not too hard to remember, as it is just some black cloaks, but that would really only make it easier to add into Fortnite. There is nothing too disturbing from his outward appearance, so he actually makes a pretty likely candidate for Fortnite, which is not common for most of these characters as a lot of their base designs are pretty R-rated. Number 7. Leatherface. I'm going to go ahead and advise you right now, if you cannot handle gore or violence, do not watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is where Leatherface comes from, and I really don't know why his name is Leatherface, because that mask that is sewn onto his face is, well, let's just say that it is definitely not leather. He is known for carrying around his favorite chainsaw, which I might add would make an excellent harvesting tool. He is pretty gross looking, but I am sure Epic would make him a bit more PG and allude less to the fact that he has an extra face attached to his own. He is quite the spooky looking dude, and most people can know who he is when they see him, so why not add him in as a Halloween exclusive? Number 6. Headless Horseman. With the number 6 spot, we are taking it a step back from the mass murderers. No, in all seriousness, the Headless Horseman is an iconic Halloween character that can actually look really cool if the designers know what they are doing. He has a lot of different renditions. Sometimes he has no head at all. Sometimes he carries a pumpkin that acts like his head. There's a lot that can happen with this guy. I think it would be cool for them to make him like a headless Black Knight, but maybe have him wear like a hood so that he still has a head hitbox? Number 5. Freddy Krueger. The Nightmare on Elm Street is a classic movie, and Freddy Krueger is a classic character and an absolute staple of any sort of Halloween or spooky gaming. This angry and haunted janitor has a reputation of making appearances in not only the dreams of the students that killed him, but also games like Mortal Kombat. He would likely be a welcome addition into Fortnite, and it would be really cool to see his knife fingers and striped sweater in action inside of the game. He again is not too outwardly scary, so he could probably sneak his way into Fortnite. Number 4. Michael Myers. Coming in at the number 4 spot, we have Michael Myers from none other than the Halloween movies. Number 1, the name of his movies alone should be more than enough justification to add him into Fortnite for Halloween. Michael Myers is extremely recognizable, and the Epic team wouldn't have to worry about having to animate anything facial, as he wears a mask that covers up pretty much all of his face. He also just wears a blue jumpsuit, kinda like something you'd see a mechanic wearing. So there's nothing super complex about basing a Fortnite skin off of him. In fact, what makes Michael Myers so scary is the lack of detail, as he just has a creepy white face with no emotion in it, almost as if he doesn't even have a soul. He already likes to attack people in costumes, and pretty much everyone in Fortnite is wearing costumes, so this seems like a perfect fit for a new Halloween skin. Number 3. Jigsaw. Up next, we have Jigsaw, another horror icon from movies, but he's definitely not the same as some of the other guys on this list. Instead of outright murdering everyone in his sights, he captures his victims and forces them to play strange torture games, opening up a totally new thought process when it comes to how a horror movie is written, which is much of the reason why the character has become so iconic. Jigsaw himself is just a little creepy doll guy that rides on a tricycle, and while I think he would work great as a skin, having him as a destructive item that can do varying kinds of damage would be even more fun, and more fitting with the character. Don't get me wrong, I would take a skin designed after Jigsaw in an instant, but a Jigsaw weapon would fit the character so much better, and would be a pretty cool movie for Epic Games. Either way, Jigsaw is one creepy icon of horror movies, and seeing him in the world of Fortnite would be perfect for a Halloween event. Number 2. Pennywise. At the number 2 spot, we have a character who has skyrocketed into popularity out of nowhere in recent years, Pennywise. Pennywise is the killer clown from the It movies, made popular by the recent remakes of the 90s film series, which were both based on the popular Stephen King novel. Pennywise is actually this sort of demon character who can pretty much transform into anything, but he chooses to remain looking like a clown. When kids are afraid of him, he can eat them, but when they face their fears and show him that they aren't scared, he's basically powerless. Yeah, I've seen the first movie twice and still do not really understand what Pennywise is or where he came from, but what I do know is that he is a pretty scary dude, even for someone who isn't afraid of clowns. People have been asking to see Pennywise in Fortnite for some time now, and Halloween would be the perfect timing for Epic to make that happen. Number 1. Jason Voorhees. The number 1 spot on this list could not go to anyone else, as there is simply no one more recognizable and well-known than Jason Voorhees. Even if you have never seen a Friday the 13th movie or did not even know what Jason's name was, you have still seen the character in his signature hockey mask somewhere and have a pretty good idea of what he spends his time doing. The character is just ingrained in our culture, and what is more well-known than that hockey mask? He would fit instantly in Fortnite, and no other skin would make a better final reward for any sort of Halloween-related event that Epic may or may not add into the game. They can definitely give him a machete to use as a harvesting tool, and the character just looks so cool that they need to strike some sort of deal to get him into the game, and as soon as possible. And that's a wrap for our video on the top 10 scary Fortnite skins we need for Halloween. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the countdown right here. Hit the like on this video, share it with your friends, and click the little bell so you know when we upload. Also leave a comment down below with what you think. Thanks! Don't forget to use our creator code, ArcadeCloudPlays, in the item shop the next time you're buying V-Bucks and stuff. And hey, check out these other videos while you're here. You'll love them, we promise.
Dude, you definitely saw me drop at the volcano. What are you doing all the way out here?
Getting mats and guns, silly.
What? Where did you get that?
In the junkyard. Nothing left over there, pal, except for a common pistol under a rusty Honda.
Ah!
Ooh, ketchup.
Bad guys, it's the Riddler. Oh, no, it's just some guy. You can't hide from the Bat Roach. An imposter Bat Roach. There can be only one!
Until next time, later.